Mario returns in this incredible new role-playing adventure. His latest rival is Smithy, a menacing creature who causes fear and treachery in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario must recover 7 stars and repair the Star Road before he can make his way to Bowser's castle for a final confrontation with Smithy. Powerful weapons, sinister spells, and other useful items help Mario to complete his harrowing journey. New friends and old allies support him along the way. Even Bowser lends a hand. This is Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars from Squaresoft and Nintendo, released in 1996. It's one of them RPG games. You can tell because it's in the title, Super Mario RPG. And if not for this game, I don't think we would have even had like Paper Mario and that whole string of things, because, you know, it really, in a lot of ways, I think influenced that game. This is developed by Square, published by Nintendo, which was a rarity at the time. Square was kind of trying to work with some other developers on the Super Nintendo, like Capcom, doing the Breath of Fire stuff, and to, I think, generally, positive results. This is the first RPG in the Mario franchise, with major elements drawn from Square's franchises and action from Mario stuff. Was well received and particularly praised for its humor and 3D rendered graphics. It appears on lists of the greatest video games of all time, followed by Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi series, spiritual sequels which reuse some gameplay elements. Nintendo published it on the Virtual Console in 2008, the Wii U in 2016, was re-released with the Super NES Classic Edition in 2017. Without getting into the story and all that other stuff too much, because you know about it, we'll just get into some development and reception and reviews and whatnot. So, Yoshio Hongo of Nintendo explained the game's origins. Square RPG sold well in Japan, but not overseas. There have been calls from all ages and from young girls for another character to which they could become attached. Mario was the best, but had not been in an RPG. Nintendo director Miyamoto also wanted to do an RPG using Mario. There happened to be a chance for both companies to talk, which went well. So, yeah, kind of goes along with RPGs just not being as big here as they were there, and this was a way to kind of branch Mario and RPGs. Development began in earnest during the second quarter of 1995. Wow, this game only took like 6 months, I guess. The game was officially unveiled by both Mario creator and producer Shigeru Miyamoto and co-director Chihiro Fujioka in the 1995 V-Jump Festival in Japan. Story takes place in a newly rendered Mushroom Kingdom based on the Super Mario Bros. Series. Square reported that the game was 70% complete in October '95. Developers created the interior elements such as column stairways and exterior elements with advanced computer modeling techniques. Special lighting effects were used to create shadows and reflections that were meant to improve the 3D elements. With guidance from Miyamoto, Square developed the game, combining role-playing aspects of previous Square games like Final Fantasy VI with the platforming elements of Nintendo's games. Nintendo of America received a 60% complete version in November. The staff were surprised at the inclusion of the RPG battle system, battle screens using pre-rendered sprites, and further development and improvements to the gameplay delayed the translation of the game in December. For example, the Chancellor, who was named the Mushroom Retainer in Japan, was called the Minister in North America. Plans continued through February for the North American version, changing the release date forecast from winter to spring. It's one of 7 SNES games released outside of Japan to use the Nintendo SA1 chip, compared with standard NES games. The microprocessor allows for higher clock speeds, faster access to the RAM, greater memory mapping, data storage and compression, and new direct memory access, such as bitmap to bitplane transfer, and a built-in CIC lockout for piracy protection and regional marketing control. Was not released in PAL regions such as Europe. Nintendo representatives cited the need to optimize the game for PAL television and translate into multiple languages would have delayed the business. Received positive reviews, though various aspects received mixed. Praise for its graphics and humor. Nintendo Power's review commented that the excellent 3D graphics helped the game appeal to a much wider audience. In March '97, Nintendo Power nominated the game for several awards, including Best Graphics in a Player's Choice contest. Those Super Mario 64, 60 Mario Super 4. Won Best Graphics. EGM praised the graphics. People like graphics. Have you heard about that? Scary Larry of GamePro gave it a perfect 5 out of 5 in all 4 categories, like sound, control, fun factor, and, you got it, graphics. OneUp.com stated the graphic element is strong, blah, blah, graphics, beautifully rendered, 3D visuals, blah, blah, blah. Despite the praise, Kevin, whoever Kevin is, Derek Kevin, RPG Gamer editor, RP Gamer, excuse me, stated that the battle system mechanics aren't very original and criticized the lack of a unified storyline. What? In contrast, a reviewer for Next Gen found the battle system refreshingly broke from tradition, was pleased that the elements that stand out in the traditional formula are those that make this recognizable. He wrote that the game was complex enough to challenge veteran RPG gamers, yet simple enough to not alienate newcomers. That's what you want. Game Rankings gave it an 89%, 1UP gave it an A, All Game a 5, EGM 8.7, IGN 9.5, Next Gen gave it a 4 out of 5, Nintendo Life a perfect 10, and RP Gamer 4 out of 5. This is such a thing, you know. Super Mario RPG is just one of those games that if you didn't have it, you still found a way to play it, and the 9 times out of 10 you loved it. Great game. I don't need to tell you anything else. Deal with it.